Welcome to GK TechVerse. One of the most important Spring Boot interview questions is, why are Spring Beans Singleton by default? Most developers say to save memory. That's true, but not the full reason. In real enterprise systems, Singleton beans are used for performance, scalability, and design consistency. Now we'll see the real problem first. Imagine a web application handling thousands of requests per second. If a new object is created for each request, then there will be a problem. If you see this picture, every request, the Spring container is creating the beans, means object, right? So the issue will be high memory usage, object creation overhead, GC pressure. So what we need? We need reusable objects, efficient memory usage. It means even you send thousands requests, we should have a single object, single shared bean we need to use. We What is singleton bean? In Spring, a singleton bean means only one instance per application context. If you see this code snippet, so Spring will assume by default the scope will be singleton. So all the annotations, component, service, repository, controllers, it will create one instance used across all requests. Why singleton? Because performance. No need to create object repeatedly and faster response. Second is memory efficiency. Single instance reduces memory usage. And stateless design. This is very important. Spring encourages stateless services, no shared mutable state. And the final one, dependency injection efficiency. Dependencies are injected once. So if you see the internal working of Spring, Spring IOC container manages beans. When you start the application, it will create the beans and stores in cache. So once created a beans, even if it is a one request or multiple requests, the same instance will be reused. So in real enterprise solution, in microservices, all the controllers, services, repositories are all are singleton. Why? Because to make lightweight, scalable, and efficient. Now here is the dangerous part. Singleton beans are not thread safe by default. When multiple threads accessing your instance variables, there will be a race condition. If you see here in this code snippet, we have created a current order ID as an instance variable, which is a mutable. So when multiple threads are accessing your singleton object, they can modify the current order ID. In result, there is a race condition, data will be inconsistent. If you see this flow diagram here, two threads like two users, user A and user B, accessing your single instance, means it's a single object. But your object is having an instance variable which is mutable, then there will be a conflict. Now the solution will be, you have to make it stateless, means you should not create any mutable resources. So here if you see in this code snippet, we have taken out that no instance variable, right? And we are doing with that operation with the local variables, right? Here we are doing with the local variables. So always remember, your singleton object will be stateless. Now if you see this image, if two users are accessing your local variable, means every request it will create a new stack and the local variables will be belongs to stack. So User A will have its own local variable and user B will have its own variable, and there will be no issue in the data conflict. All the solution will be make your objects, your singleton objects will be stateless and avoid shared variables, because Spring uses singleton by default for performance and scalability, but it assumes your beans are stateless. So by default, Spring will provide singleton object, but we can also change that if you want, based on your requirement. If you want to change, you can change it to prototype. Basically, it will create the prototype scope when it will create a new instance every time. If you want stateful objects or if you want request specific data, you can go with the prototype scope. We have many other scopes like request, session, application, WebSocket. Based on your requirement, we need to. Important interview points you need to remember: singleton means one instance, improves performance, reduces memory, not thread safe, stateless design is required. Spring assumes beans are stateless. When it is stateful, then there will be a thread safe issue. Thanks for watching GK TechVerse. Subscribe and keep upgrading your skills. See you in the next video.